We have Audrina Patridge in the house.
I know.
I was going to try to be cool and say the his house, but I messed that up.
No, please don't ever do that again.
Audrina.
What's going on? How are you doing?
I'm good. I haven't seen you in a long time.
It has been quite some time. It
Yeah.
has. How many years is it?
Oh my God.
Years.
Since
At least
the Hills finale, right?
You know, we've crossed paths or just so close.
I know.
Like in where were we? In Newport, right?
Oh,
He
yeah.
was down
Huntington.
in Huntington.
Yeah.
I was down there, and you showed up. I think right out. I don't know something.
Right
Corey
after.
said you were coming.
Mm-hmm.
For people that don't know, Corey, her boyfriend, kind of ex-boyfriend.
goodness.
I don't know what.
Here comes the first juicy story of the day.
I don't know what's going on in the relationship. That's kind of her business. We can ask her if she wants to tell. She can tell. If not, that's fine too. But Corey has been her boyfriend for a long time, and the Mad Hueys is a company that I have based out of Australia, and he's Australian, and he's actually one of our team riders. So he's a BMX rider, and he's incredible. He's sponsored by Red Bull, and he's a very nice
guy. And
guy.
the Hueys, those boys.
The Hueys
They're fun.
The Hueys are a little wild. I'm not
like
gonna lie. It's
fishing, surfing, beer, and babes.
That's pretty much sums it up
it.
perfectly.
What a life.
Fishing, surfing, beer, and babes.
It's so surprising that you're part of that crew, Brody. That doesn't seem like it fits at all.
Oh yeah,
Not at all, man.
That was
so
sarcasm.
opposite.
Yeah, totally.
Sailboat
I know,
and all
right?
that.
Yeah, right.
So Corey's good friends with all them from Australia, so that's how I know the
They all
Hueys
grew up
and
together.
yeah.
The Hueys. How are, if you don't mind me asking, how are things going?
We've been together for a long time. It's like, God, almost 7 years, 6 or 7 years. And as you know, when you're in a relationship for a long time, you have your ups and downs and, there's insecurities and different things. And especially when you're not together all the time, it makes it even harder. And it kind of got to a point where, you're apart for so I don't know, like I'm home literally 4 to 5 days a month.
That's what I was going to say, traveling and his schedule with your schedule.
His schedule, and he's always around girls throwing themselves at him, and guys are guys. What if it's whatever's going to happen is going to happen, and so I don't know. We just kind of decided
he's secretly teeing off.
Let's just take a little break, and then we're working on things. We're if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. But it's really crazy right now, and we're working on things. So we'll see.
That's good. I'm glad.
Well, I wish the best for both
It
of you.
just kind of exploded in the press. Quick.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen it. I saw you this morning, so that's why on KTLA 5 I was up early.
You saw that?
I was up early, and so I watched you on there, and that's how I found. That's why I saw it. And I saw you say, "Oh, well, I'm just kind of
that's tricky.
hanging out."
I know.
That's good that you're working on it. Can I ask you a question that I ask all the couples I work with?
Yes.
When was the moment you thought, "Wow, I think I'm in love with this guy"?
She never had it. I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
I'm joking. That was a joke. I don't know the way she's like,
God, it was probably like, I don't know, the 3rd or 4th year of being together, but then we were so off and on all the time, and he was with other girls and I was dating other guys, and then you get back together, and when you do that, it makes it even harder because you have to let the past go, and sometimes that's not easy.
Yep.
So
Well said.
Absolutely.
Well said.
yeah, so from my experience, if you break up, it's your first time or second time breaking up, it's going to be really hard to get over the past.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of work. But in our case, it's like we've been together for so long. It's like we've worked at things. It's why
He was even on the hills, right? Yeah.
for a hot second.
Well, that's when I know I met him it was like a Halloween party that Lauren had. Do you remember that? Me and Frankie and I were, I was Batman and Frankie was Robin. So we were Batman
I want to
and
see
Robin.
those photos.
And we went out
That's
there.
hilarious.
Yeah,
That was hilarious.
And then we showed up at this party. I think I had a
At the
shaved
apartment.
head. At
You
the
did.
apartment. Yeah,
That
I
was
just
so
bicked my
fun.
head or something. And that's where I met him, and he was a very nice guy.
So now that he has embarrassed you, I would love to have you embarrass Brody. What was sort of the most embarrassing relationship moment you saw from Brody Jenner growing up with him on the hills?
Oh, there's probably too
She's
many
like,
to count.
which one? And she's like, how long is
I
this podcast?
know.
There's too many to
Whenever
count.
everyone thought we hooked up in Hawaii, and we never did.
You know
but
what?
Jade was psycho. Like, she went crazy, and all of her playmates tried to come after me.
That
and I was
was-
like, holy shit.
No, that was a nightmare, actually. Yeah, it was. We had a trip to Hawaii, and Audrina and I have always been friends. I mean, literally, we've been friends ever since those, and just friends, But
Yeah.
the Hills was very good about making a story, If they would catch Audrina and I just sitting over in the corner having a conversation, it's, what are they doing?
Even
What's
in
going
Costa
on?
Rica, we were talking, and they're like, "Oh, get the cameras." They're like, "No, you guys are going to do that." Like,
Yes.
come on.
So, but basically,
talking.
it ruined my entire. So, it was actually sucked because my ex-girlfriend was she was showing up right at the end of our filming schedule in Hawaii to come out there and we were going to have a vacation for the next week in Hawaii. Well, that turned into hell. Okay, the week of hell for me because Audrina and I were up late talking. Literally, I mean, that is honestly got truth. Talking in my
I was
bedroom.
talking to you about Justin. You were talking about Jade.
We were literally talking about our significant others, and she left the room at 2, 3 in the morning or something like that. Or you might even have slept over, to be honest. But it was very PG-13.
But as soon as I walked into the room, Lauren, Lo, and Stephanie were sitting there, and they had the camera. Where were you? You were with Brody. Did you? I'm like, oh my god, don't do this. Nothing happened.
So Jade, or I'll just say some random person comes into town or comes to Hawaii. I'm all excited to see her. Hey, what's up? Hey, I just thought I'd let you know. This is what I said to her. I just thought I'd fill you in before if you see it on TV or anything. I said, Audrina was in my room. They're trying to make it look like we're hooking up, but that stuff's fake because it was. The Hills was not real.
Because there was no story. There was no drama in Hawaii.
And I told her, and she just looked at me and goes, "She did what? She was in your room?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but it was nothing, And I'm telling you right now, that was that was the biggest nightmare ever. Because for the whole week, I'm sitting there, I'm like,
you should have waited till the end of the week.
Like, no, to be honest, we should have had sex. Like, seriously.
That's what I'm like, well, we might as well have just hooked up. Everyone thinks we did.
We should have done something because the amount of shit that I think both of us got from it, we might as well have just done.
I know. That was crazy.
It was.
And Jade was very aggressive, and I felt so bad for Brody because he just kind of sat back, and I was like, "Brody, say something," and he's like, I can't. I gotta get out of here. And I was like, "Shit, this isn't good."
Yeah,
jealousy's not easy.
But yeah, I guess I had to bring that up.
Yeah, that was one. I'm sure there's a ton of them.
I mean, you've always been with really pretty girls. I think your most recent one is the prettiest and nicest. She seems really sweet.
She is
Caitlin.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yes,
she
Caitlin
seems
is
like she has a good heart. She's not all about material or how she looks. She's more pretty from the inside and outside.
Absolutely, yes. You guys should definitely meet. I can't wait for you guys to.
He's grown up a lot.
Great.
I think we all have. You have, though. I remember the crazy
31.
days
Jeez.
going to Cabo with you and Frankie.
I mean, literally, that was if I just turned 31. I mean, that was 7 years ago.
That was insane.
Time flies, everybody.
Now that you
Everybody
are
who's
both
listening,
doing some
time
amazing
flies.
things.
Live it up. Live it up.
So, Audrina, now you are hosting this new NBC show.
Yep, it's
First Look.
It's called First Look. It's on NBC and it airs Saturdays after SNL or here in LA at 7:30. And it's a lifestyle show, so we travel the United States and we do everything. It's everything from food to bars to activities to fitness to, I mean, you name it, everything. I got in Vegas. I got to go to Vegas and I got to meet Zach Wilde and sing on stage with Lita Ford at the House of Blues, and that was I was so embarrassed.
See, that's awesome, though.
I was at that
break, I was talking about, it kind of reminds me of a show like Wild on E. It's very similar to that show. Mm-hmm. And I saw a little clip from it this morning when she was on
Oh
KTLA5.
my God, the
and it looks really,
thing.
But it looks really fun. Oh yeah, that looked interesting.
It sounds like a very cool life, and it also sounds like it's a life that would be very hard to make a relationship work.
It is. So how do you do that?
Well, let me give you some advice.
How do you do that, Dr. Mike?
Listen, I think you are absolutely right in saying that it's very hard once you've broken up with somebody and gotten back together so many times. There's so much resentment that has to be healed. Mm-hmm. But it's very different when you have the kind of job that you do where you're traveling so much, and it's almost like the circumstances of the job are what split you up. And in that case, I don't think you would ever have a fair shot until, the two of you can actually be in the same city 6 months to a year, and then let your feelings be the information and see what unfolds when you just live in the same place for a while, because you're gonna have that opportunity in the next couple of years. So I see the way you
but I'm gonna be 30 next year. I'm getting old.
See, is that funny? It's
come
funny
on, 30 is the new 20.
I was gonna say, come on.
Look at George Clooney.
It's still young.
50-some years old,
Well, he's
finally
a guy.
getting married.
It's different for guys.
So what?
I
You
think.
want to get married and settle down and have kids?
I mean, eventually in the next few years, yeah.
Right.
Like, I don't want to be 36 and going to clubs in LA. Or
Well,
like,
it gets a lot. It gets a lot tougher to have children.
Yeah. Well, 32 is like the cutoff, right? Not the cutoff, but
my mom was 34 when she had me, so.
Yeah.
That's not,
There's no rush.
And, there's a lot of modern medicine. There's egg freezing parties in New York City now. We were just talking about that the other week.
Yes, but that's fine. And what I want to tell you, though, Audrina, honestly, is don't, I think that especially women, when they get into their latter 20s, they start to feel like you're feeling. Oh, my God, I'm almost
right
30, it's should I just need to hurry up and get married and have a kid. And I think that a lot of times, remember what's the first story that you read? I'm not going to get into it, but it's like I think a lot of times that when girls get to that age, they rush into it. And
that's not good.
But they actually end up making a mistake because they're so anxious and they're not thinking correctly, and they will jump into something so soon and be in a relationship and get pregnant and have a kid, and then next thing you know, there's the kid growing up with two divorced family,
and that's why Audrina's doing it right.
I think so too.
Right.
Well, I mean, I have my family, everyone, I have a lot of people that support me. It's just, especially my sister Casey is married with 2 kids. So my mom's like, Drina, you're getting old. Come on, I'm like, shut up. Tell Marky to get married.
You also have an amazing career, so don't forget that. I mean, you have so many things that are going on in your life that are sort of the what's right. And I'm just so glad you're the kind of woman who sort of says, I'd rather wait and be sure until I have children and get married.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I think that's really the right answer.
100%.
If you have to spend $10,000 in 10 years for a little help and you want to carry children or you want to do it a different way, then I think that's actually.
And you know what? If you find true love and you can't have kids, you can always adopt. Come on.
That's right.
Hey, guys, I'm not worried about any of this.
Audrina's like, I did not come on this show to be the patient. I did not pay for sex therapy, for couples therapy. I'm just here to promote my new show and talk to Brody.
That was awesome. Oh, that was fun.